Hi viewer. Well, here's how yesterday finished up. So all of the ceiling joist things between this rotten beam and the good one, that's now all gone. So this is nice open cavity. Of the stuff that I took down, all of the joists that went across were the same 10 centimetre by 10 centimetre oak ones, and they've been denailed and saved. The floorboards, there were about 6 of them. And I've got 2 or 3 of them are here, which didn't have very much in the way of woodworm in them. I'm probably going to use those on the colombage barn. I'll just show you a quick picture here of where I'm going to fit them in, just to sort of stop a little bit too much rain getting in. The other floorboards were a bit too wormy, and they have been cut up for firewood. I also removed part of this fillet. So I removed the bit which was over there, and that means that I've got a nice flat side of the beam. That's where joist hangers are going to go, with fresh joists going across and new floorboards on top and plasterboard underneath. But the next thing to do before I get rid of this beam is considering what to do with this staircase. Now, I was going to just cut it up and keep any bits of wood which were worth keeping and turn the rest of it into firewood. But having just measured it, there's a possibility that I might just be able to move it into this gap here with the base of it up against that lip, and then it going up to rest against that beam there. Depending on how heavy it is and how easy it is to remove from this bit down here, if I can lift it and move it across, I'll do that. Otherwise, it's a case of dismantling it into its component parts. You can see the sides here are just really good, solid pieces of probably oak, and the treads are pretty much the same, and there's this sort of back piece on here which presumably holds the whole thing together. So I'll try and disengage it from the bottom down there, and if I can move it, I'll move it. If I can't, if it's too heavy for me to do on my own, I'll just cut it up. So far, so good. I mentioned the floorboards that weren't too wormy could be repurposed. I've got 2 gaps here. I mean, obviously I'm not going to fill in a gap like that, but these Well, I'm not going to do it just now. My stomach is rumbling, so that means it's time to eat. It could be baguette, cheese, and a little bit of wine. But anyway, I'll come back and do that another time. Drill holes, screw in, blah, blah, blah. It won't completely stop the rain coming in, but it'll stop some. And since this is probably going to be the last thing that we actually get around to doing, a little bit of protection will go a long way. Anyway. Hello, viewer. It's time to get that down. I think one more level and we'll be just about right. what's the chances of me picking up the entire tower and moving it to the side? Slim. Well, you may have been able to see by the tentative way I was creeping around on that tower, I'm not very good with heights. But the weed membrane is down now. There's still a few strands up there, which time and wind will probably bring them down, and I'll just have to collect them up down here. But then again, I've got to get up there and repoint all of that at some point anyway. So that's another job ticked off the list. Not that having to remove weed membrane from the side of the house was necessarily on my list in the first place. Time to get rid of the ladder. On to the next job. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. leave me a comment. Say hello. See you soon.